And we are back again for another one. Another one. How's everyone doing today? Make sure you guys do check the description below. We got a Buzz TV. We got Buzz TV.
And if you want to stay hidden, we got that VPN down below. It's got a lot of new features that I've been checking out. You got your parental controls, and it also has a free plan if you want to use free VPN. I'm not going to talk about what every other YouTuber talks about a VPN and then subsequently loses the channel because of it, but it does that stuff too. Shots fired.
Shots fired.
Know your terms and stay within it, damn it. Know your damn terms. Stop telling everyone to use a VPN for breaking terms and services of shit. Just stop it. Like, we know it does it, but just stop it. Just shut up. I mean, whoops, did I say that? Was that a what the hell? Is that a did I
That's a what the hell? What the hell? We're not calling nobody out. We're just saying
in general.
In general. Nobody's being caught out.
A little blurry though. I think you're uploading something.
Me? I'm blurry? Yeah, I'm uploading the BS show. It's almost done, like 4 minutes. So spooky season's over. There's no more ghosts. I should have pulled out my glasses for that last episode we recorded. My alien ones.
Did you watch any horror movies?
So I didn't watch any horror movies, but I did watch the Jeffrey Dahmer thing.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think they told the story well.
Well, I think they did some things a little too well, where some of the younger generations are like infanticized with the dude. Like, y'all need to calm your briefs. Like, just chill out.
Yeah. Yeah. But normally for like, I don't know, for Halloween, I don't know. Sometimes I do like watching like Misery or some of the old Stephen King movies, like some of the more thrillers. I'm not really much into like, what's that new one? They said that there's a new movie with the clown and he's like gutting people and stuff. I'm not into the whole gore and no, not it. There's a new movie and apparently this guy's like gutting people. And they're actually showing it. And people are like throwing up and leaving the movie theaters or something like that. I went
to see Smile.
Is that what it was? Maybe Smile. Maybe that's what it was.
I went to see Smile. Smile was pretty good. I'm not a horror guy, but Smile, like, it was a little creepy. The storyline's a little creepy. But there were some funny scenes that had me laughing in the theater. So yeah, Smile was pretty good. It was all because my kid wanted to see it. My kid's a little twisted like that. If he sees something like that's a little messed up, he's like, "Let's go see this, Dad." I'm like,
"Oh shit,
I don't know if I want to see this shit."
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not into the whole gore or possessed or demonic type scary movies. I don't know.
Passion of Christ compels you.
Yeah, I just can't. I don't know. For me, I think when and I know everybody has different beliefs. And that's okay. In my belief, I feel if I open up that door, then I'm just welcoming things in my house, and I've actually have had experiences before with that bullshit. So I just don't do it. I don't know. I just don't do it. I just prefer not to. Yeah. Sometimes it's a little too spooky. So whatever. It is what it is. Buzz TV. Get that Buzz TV in the description below, just in case you need one.
Well then, okay. All right.
Today we got our what the hell episode. And we are going to start this off with Next Level's new favorite device.
You want to start there?
You know, I have some shit to say, and I've already reviewed the old one.
Okay, but the old one is the old one. I'm talking about the new one that's coming out.
I know.
Anyways, all I'm trying to like, I'm stirring the pot heavy here, right? Like I've
Okay.
gotten into debates with other YouTubers and all kinds of shit. And like all I'm trying to do is say, hey, let's look at this device, the Apple TV 4K 2022 model that's coming out next month. Just look at the device for the specs. Don't talk to me about operating systems and ecosystems and bullshit systems. And I don't care about all that shit. Let's just do spec wise. And let's just talk about specs for specs, tits for tats, and compare it to the other devices. And like every single time it gets down to them saying some shit about something. And then we get to the end of the conversation where it's just like, oh, well, the only reason I'm upset is because I don't like Apple. Well, that's cool. I don't like Apple too. But the whole thing is, I want to be unbiased as possible. And as somebody who's a tech enthusiast, I want to just talk about specs. That's it. I just want to nerd out about specs, and that's it. Like 4 gigabytes of RAM, 3.2 gigahertz of a processor. Like you can't beat those specs. If you threw those specs into anything else, a friggin' Chromecast, Amazon device, even a Shield, like that's a badass friggin' device, right? So people are obviously saying, well, hey, does it have this and does it have that and does it have this and does it have that? Well, yeah, well, maybe not. Because some of those things are proprietary to certain things, and some of the things Apple has their own proprietary codecs. And they do. And they work pretty damn good if you're in their ecosystem. Right? Now, unfortunately, a lot of the things with Apple is best experienced when you've donated your soul and your wallet and you're fully encompassed in their ecosystem, right?
Yeah.
Some of the things, right? Because it's all about compatibility. I almost had a mid-sentence stroke there. Compatibility, right? Because they have their own codecs for things like spatial audio, then their own audio devices work with their own codecs. You know what I mean? So you might need some Apple speakers to get a real good Apple spatial audio sound. Maybe, right? But Apple did something with this device that nobody could have seen coming. Nobody. They came out with a better, faster, stronger device for spec, cheaper than the competition. Like, when can we ever say that Apple has come out with a device that has more RAM, 4 gigabytes of RAM, and has more onboard storage, 128 gigabytes of onboard storage, for cheaper than the most expensive Android box on the market? Could we ever say that about Apple in any other category? Hell no. Can't.
That's crazy. 100.
128 gigs of onboard storage.
Jeez.
And it has a gigabyte LAN port, unlike the Amazon Q.
The new Amazon Cube?
Yeah, the new Amazon Cube is 100 megs.
Why? It's like, dude, why?
You want another what the hell? There you go. So the Amazon Cube has 100 meg instead of a gigabyte LAN. And then on top of that, just to compound that, the USB port is 2.0. So even if you plug in a gigabyte USB adapter, it's capped at 100 megs because the USB is 2.0.
That's so stupid. You might as well stick on their Wi-Fi 6 on that device. It's going to be better than
It's going to be gangster.
Yeah, it's going to be way better.
Okay, look, that's another beef I have. You want to go from Apple to Amazon beef? I'm going to do it. Because I'm upset with a lot of people that and no, I'm not trying to start no beef, right? But there are a lot of content creators, and you're probably going to be one of them. You'll probably be one of those people that are going to come out the gate and be like, listen, this device is shit. It should have given me a gigabyte LAN. It should have given me this. It should have given me that. I needed a USB 3.0. But at the end of the day, who the hell, I'm talking about the average freaking streamer, the average streamer, who's streaming content at faster speeds than 100 megabytes a second? Who? There's maybe 1 to 5% of the average consumer that is even streaming content at a bigger bandwidth than that.
Mm-hmm.
The only situation, because we have to understand from a business perspective, when Amazon creates a device like this, right? They're creating it for the average consumer to have a more powerful device than they'll ever need, right? So if they want to use things like a keyboard or a mouse or some stupid peripheral like that, USB 2.0 is gangster enough to do whatever the hell they want to do, right? 100 megabytes a second, gangster enough to do anything we want to do. The only thing that this thing is going to be crushed by is if you want to run a home media center off of a stupid Amazon Q. And people were doing that with the Shield. But how many people were doing that with the Shield? And how many of those people should have just stopped and just got a NOS device?
Yeah.
We have to think about these devices from two perspectives: the average consumer and a business perspective. Because at the end of the day, businesses need to make devices for the average consumer because that's the biggest amount of sales. And if they don't make devices for the average consumer, then they're no longer in business. And I say this all the time. Everyone who watches our videos and all of the YouTubers that are in this kind of category, you are not the average consumer. You are a tech enthusiast. And the enthusiast, there's two things. The enthusiasts have the biggest mouth and the smallest population. So we are the loudest people, but the smallest crowd. So we demand all this shit, but nobody cares. And even like 90% of the enthusiasts don't even use the specs that we demand to its full capabilities. We don't. We want to cry all the damn time. Oh, we want 4 gigabytes of RAM. Do we need it? And I'm going to argue we don't. You want to know why? We've reviewed Amazon devices with 1 gigabyte of RAM that's actually performed better than 1.5 and 2 gigabyte RAM devices.
Man.
I understand we want certain shit, but it doesn't make sense anymore. The new operating systems run completely different.
Mm-hmm.
They're not as intensive when it comes to hard drive space or RAM. So we can keep crying. But at the end of the day, the businesses don't give a damn about you and your pity problems.
So does it really matter if Apple then has 4 gigs of RAM when we get a Fire Stick Lite that runs just as good?
Okay, you want to go back to Apple? I'll shit on Apple now. You want me to shit on Apple? All right, fine. Here's the problem with Apple. It's not their device. It's that the left hand doesn't understand the right hand. And what I mean by that is Apple still has something called Apple Arcade. And Apple Arcade is a gaming platform that's not cloud-based. And because it's not cloud-based, it needs a better GPU, which the Apple TV has a better GPU than the NVIDIA Shield.
Mm-hmm.
You can fight me on that. I don't care. You'll probably win, but you won't win by a big margin. Because like I think it's something like the NVIDIA Shield's GPU is 1427 megahertz and the Apple is like 1400 or some shit like that. So it's very, very close. But then we also know that a GPU can be bottlenecked by not enough RAM or not enough hard drive space. So yeah, you can run really fast, but if you got little legs, you're only going to go so far.
Yeah.
So here's my thing with Apple. Eventually, Apple's going to get to a point where Amazon is and realize that Apple Arcade needs to be a cloud-based service. And once they realize that, then the devices don't need 4 gigabytes of RAM. They don't even need the crazy GPU that's in there right now. But they're not there yet. And when we get there, I think the craziest thing that we could possibly see would be a light version of the Apple TV somewhere around 120 bucks or 100 bucks, depending on if they go 16 gigs of onboard storage and 2 gigs of RAM instead of offering 4 and 128.
Do you see Apple Arcade doing a cloud thing, do you honestly think that they would go and be like, hey, you know what? Because they have a big ecosystem.
Yes.
They have a very big ecosystem. There's some Apple diehards out there, and I almost think it's worth their investment to do that cloud system and then make it available make it like a staple. You know how like for Android you have certain apps, for Apple you have certain apps that are there no matter what and you can't take off. I think that should be one of them if it isn't already.
It probably is already.
and it should be one that's always there. If you're in their ecosystem, then you log in and you're in there.
Yeah.
So because it's I don't know, like you know, it's everyone is going to this cloud thing. You know how I feel about cloud. I'm not much on the cloud gaming stuff.
We can feel however we want to feel about it. It is going to be, that's where we're going.
Right.
No matter what, that's where we're going. Like we can hate it. Like we can hate it. Just like if somebody hates electric cars, everyone's gonna be in a friggin' Jetson mobile. Like it doesn't matter what you think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's coming. It's there. Yeah.
So here's the thing. Apple has been quietly building an infrastructure around cloud-based business. Right? They have the iCloud, that's been there forever. But what I mean by quietly building an infrastructure around cloud-based business is that we've been talking about Apple TV Plus for what feels like 2 years. This is a service that I don't understand how they've gotten away for selling for $5 a month, and more people haven't realized how good of quality and content is coming out of that. Right? They just recently announced that they're increasing the price. And even though they're increasing the price, I still think it's a good value. So that same infrastructure that they're building could be the new host to their Apple Arcade. It can run off the same infrastructure. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So as they have taken a really slow approach to Apple TV Plus and gotten more subscribers and built out more servers and started building the infrastructure, it shouldn't be that difficult of a transition. At least I hope not. I mean, what do I know? I'm just some random guy sitting in a fake living room with a piano that I don't own.
So you see like some random people walking behind you.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
So I know we always, we like to talk about some of the best streaming devices out there. And, we've talked about Buzz TV. Some of the stuff that they have is just insane. The NOS that you could add, the expandable storage, how easily you could add. We've talked about Amazon Fire Stick Lite, how well that thing is, even though it's like dirt cheap, but it does everything that you need it to do as long as you don't overload it with apps. And we've talked about Formula, Chromecast, Roku's. There's so many things that we've talked about. My biggest thing, and I know like the biggest point I would make when it comes to the streaming is that we came into this as, cord cutters and how to save money and how to find ways of getting things easier. And again, this isn't any shots to anybody. So if you get offended, again, we're not calling anybody out. This is just this is just our personal experience, and this is our personal like venture. Like, we've been doing this shit a long time. And I think I've said this plenty of times.
We've been doing this shit for a long time for ourselves.
Right. For ourselves.
Right. So whatever's coming out of his mouth, it's due to his own experiences through the last couple of years, taking him to wherever he needs to be for himself. Because this area is very personal. People cut the damn cord any damn way they choose, and there's a million different ways. But people always want to get their knickers in a knot over because you didn't download the link the way that they download a link, or they didn't type in HTTPS versus HTTP. I don't know. Like, there's always some kind of bullshit. Sorry.
It's cool.
I'm ranting.
Thank you. It's like, tag me. Yeah. And, I was just looking at the calendar right now, and I've been doing this for a decade now.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for a decade. And if you want to get really picky, I've been doing this for a little bit over a decade outside of streaming apps.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't like Plex. I don't like Plex. I've used it. I've used people's Plexes. I've used my own Plex. I've had it, where, and people are like, well, use Jelly. It's the same shit. It's just a different interface, but they all do the same thing. And I know there's ways, people are gonna say, yeah, but there's a way that you could go and auto download this, and you could grab this and it'll auto do this and auto. I get all that. I get that. Been there, done that. And honestly, again, when we're talking about how can we cut the cord, how could we save money, and how could we find a better way of doing this, we were at a point about 10 years ago where there was a better way of doing this, very super underground on how to grab stuff. And it has turned into a money grubbing thing now, where it's like, hey, Apple TV. I tested the Apple TV, and I think the Apple TV was great. You got Netflix, you got Hulu, you got Disney Plus, you got some of these mainstream apps. Excellent device. Excellent device. If you want something outside of the box, horrible. Unless you want to pay more money. And I was, I was kind of doing the math on this when I was driving up, when I was making my 9-hour drive up to Utah. I was doing the math on this. I'm like, if I really wanted to use Apple TV's products, because their remote, okay, Apple TV has the best remote on the market.
The new one is rechargeable by USB-C.
Yeah, I know, which is a freaking amazing. I love USB-C. That remote that Roku has is badass. That's exactly what the Shield should have done instead of that triangular thing that they made. But I was doing all that math, like, okay, what if I were to go with this service and that service and pay for this and then pay for that, and I already have this, but I don't want to pay for this because I already have that. I'm just like, even if I have everything in place, I'm still paying a lot of money. And for what? For somebody else's servers? Or even if I'm using my own and I got to pay for hard drives and I got to pay for storage and I got to pay for what? Like, the best advice that you had, Next Level, was several months ago when we talked about, like, hey, you know what? If Disney Plus is showing freaking She-Hulk this month, get the subscription at the very tail end of it so you could watch everything they have, and then anything new that might come right afterwards, and then cancel it when you're done. It's not going to cost you that much. You keep the costs low. That way you don't have a reoccurring subscription unless you want it. But there's so many shows. Like right now on Netflix, there's nothing on Netflix. There's like The Boys won't come out until like May or June.
Yeah, but The Boys is Prime.
Oh, that's Prime. That's right. Okay, Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai just ended. That's Netflix. And that's it that I can think of. There might, I know someone's going to be saying in the comments right now, like, oh no, but what about this show? Okay, cool. There you go. Oh, I don't care about Cobra Kai. Oh, well, there you go. Then you don't have to get it when Cobra Kai's out. You can get it when your other show comes out, and then you're done. And then you can cancel it and be done with it.
Did you say then you're dumb?
Done.
Oh, no, then you're done too. I don't know.
Then you're done. There's some, there's some people that, yeah, I'm dumb. There's some people that do have live streaming services only for football. Once football season's done, they're done. They cancel it.
Okay, hold on. I feel sorry for those people because it is so much more complicated now to watch your damn NFL games. Mm-hmm. Because some of them are on Prime, some of them are over here, some of them are over there. Like Amazon's already invested $1 billion just to get Thursdays. Then cough up the other 20 billion or whatever the hell it is and take the rest of it. So we have one place to go to watch all our damn football.
Yeah.
Like it ain't gonna hurt you. Just go. Just do it.
Yeah. But there are other streaming apps out there that do other stuff. But my point is I know people that will get it just for a season of something like sports.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as basketball's done, football's done, whatever's done, they're done. They cancel it and they're like, okay, see you next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think with streaming apps, you know, you made a really good point. If you have these movies and TV shows, you could easily get these mainstream ones. So, you know, even if you did Apple TV and said, okay, I'm going to do these mainstreaming apps and cancel it once it's done. If you're doing all the mainstream, Apple TV is a great device to have. Yes. But most of us that are in this, we want all of it. Yeah, and okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
We're also the loudest and the smallest of the population of people that are streaming stuff now. Like, we're just, I'm like, okay, please forgive what I'm about to say, but we're all a bunch of crybabies.
Yeah.
We are. We want it all. We want it now. We want it for free.
We want it for free. Everything.
That's like, quote unquote, trooper.
Yeah. What up, trooper, if you're out there?
Yeah. So, yeah, we have been a little bit spoiled when it comes to certain things. And at the same time, there's a lot of us that are been in the field for 5 to 10 years that are just like, I'm tired now. I'm tired, and time is money. And yeah, if I invest a couple hours, I can find it for cheaper. But sometimes I just want to click on some shit and just watch it play.
Yeah, watch it play. No buffer, no worrying about finding a link. A great quality. Yeah, like real true 4K. And I think that's the thing. It's like I don't want to go and I know, you know, you could be your own boss and buy your own stuff and just do everything in-house, so that way you don't have to worry about paying anybody else to do it. But I don't want to buy a freaking NOS system. I don't want to buy several hard drives. I don't want to go and set up everything up so it automatically pulls it up. I don't want to do all that. And then I don't want to worry about like, oh, I'm running out of hard drive space. What can I delete? I don't want to worry about keeping my thing turned on 24/7, so that way it's there accessible. And you know, I've even heard it like, yeah, but you know, if you talk to a few family members and say, hey, you know what, just give me like $5 and it takes care of everything. I don't want to be a freaking door-to-door salesman to my own family to say like, hey, give me $5. You know what I mean? No, it's fuck that. I want to deal with my own shit. I don't want to deal with anybody else. I don't want to put up and build and create. I don't know. Like, how much does this cost? It's going to cost me about $10 for this month to watch all this stuff. Cool. That's worth it for me.
We spend more at Blockbuster on a Friday night.
Exactly.
And if we adjust for inflation, we're talking like $60, bro, for 3 movies.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember like even back then it was like, ooh, like for $20 I could rent like 3 movies and get a popcorn or whatever. And it's just like,
the next time we complain, like we need to like have an out of body experience and just look at ourselves when we cry about some of this shit. Like, yeah. I get it that you don't want to pay for your shit. I get it. Like, believe me, I've been there, right? I mean, I showed you guys how to do this shit too.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, you have to appreciate where you come from, where you are, and how much easier shit is. I remember back in the day using my cell phone to get access to all my content and running my cell phone to my TV.
Yeah.
Was that fun? I mean, it was at the time because I was a nerd, but do you want to walk into somebody's house where their TV is being run off of a cell phone and the cell phone's overheating? That's cool. Forest fires kill people.
Yeah. and you know, it's for everybody's different. I get it that some people are like, no, but there's no buts. What it is you like certain things a certain way, which is fine, and I like certain things a certain way, which is fine. We could both like 2 different things and still be friends. You know, for the rest of the population that's out there trying to figure it out and trying to make things work, trust me, I've heard so many people saying like, I'm sick and tired of Cody or whatever app you're using. And I just want to play it. I don't care if I got to pay a little bit extra. I just want to play it. And there's some people like, I'm a little bit more patient. I'll be like, no, it's cool. Like, you know, I'll click it and I'll wait for all the links to populate. And once it all populates, then I'll watch it, you know, and sometimes you have to do a little bit of a deeper research and educate yourself just a little bit more. And especially because like, you know, on all these platforms, we're not really allowed to do like teach people anymore how to really
and that made me lose a lot of interest as well too.
Yeah.
And I can't show, like, my passion was showing people how to do this shit.
Yeah, same.
And I can't anymore. So I'm like, okay, well, now I got to do other shit. All right, fine, whatever.
Same.
So like, and if I can't show people how to do it, I'm not investing the same time to keep myself updated. And my time is money now. So it's like, well, I'm not constantly researching how to do all this shit for free. When I want to sit down, I just want to watch something. So what the hell is the point? Like, I think there's too many people that have over the years joined the gospel of streamers, and they go door to door screaming and shouting that people should do things a certain way, and they're just wasting too much time and energy. Like, just chill the F out. Like, it's not that serious. If people don't do it the way that you think they should do it, like, that's on them. Like, just be happy doing it the way that you do it.
Yeah. And I think I'm the same way. Like, once they started changing this stuff, I started kind of feeling the same, like, damn, like I like to teach. I like to, like, I've been a teacher for the longest. I was teaching music for the longest time in the Marines. I was teaching how to shoot rifles. Like, there's just so many things I used to do as a teacher. So I've always liked to teach and show people how I do things. And I also like to get that in return. Like, hey, if you know something a little bit better, teach me too. You know, like I like to learn.
Yeah, like following.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was what do you call those things? A joke? A
meme?
Inside joke.
Inside joke. Inside joke. I'm actually thinking about changing some of my YouTube channels pretty soon.
You're always thinking about changing YouTube. That's nothing new.
Every year, well, what happens is I go through the year and I'm just like, okay, what am I doing? So like, here's a sneak peek. Some people might say like, what the hell are you doing now? On my streaming tech, I think I'm going to keep that one pretty similar. I'm going to add, because I have 3 layers of when I get a device of what I do. I normally do like, here's the box with the specs. I do another video of here's everything that you can do with it. And then the third video, it's more like, here's some of the extra stuff that you might not have known about. I'm actually thinking about doing some troubleshooting videos on there. Like, what if this doesn't work? And how to fix it. On my tech channel, I'm actually going to be doing a lot of that pretty soon. Like, if you get some headphones and it's not connected to your Bluetooth, how do you fix that? You get a mouse, it's not working properly, or the speed isn't, like, you're trying to move around the computer and it's not moving. Like,
what
is
shit DPI? Like,
yeah, what's DPI? Holy crap, dude. Yeah. it's there's like so many things that I'm just like, I'm like, and you know what's funny is I did a couple videos. Let me see if I can find it. I did a few videos. Maybe a couple months ago on the Rohas Tech channel, and it was about oh man, what was it? Here, let me sort this out. So I a couple months ago I did the DJI Go 4 app is not working, and the video did amazing. I'm just like, it was like 13,000 views, and you know, it's a little bit over 2,000 subscribers, and I'm just like, okay, this is cool. I did a couple videos of how to troubleshoot like the spot on for the collar for the dog. A couple troubleshooting videos for like Formula, Buzz TV, this treadmill that I got. I even did one about this thing called Swarm and how you use your mouse and how you can make it work better. And I'm just like, how are these videos doing really good and some of these other videos not so good?
That kind of makes me think, like, take YouTube back to basics. There
Yeah.
was a time before it was just promotional propaganda.
Yeah.
And it was just troubleshooting tips and tricks.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what I'm going to start going back to. I'm going to go back to and I've been debating. I actually had Surge Flicks. Big shout out to him. He's been telling me like, when are you guys coming back? You guys made my day go by faster. Yes. What was I going to say? Now I lost my concentration, my thought process on this. Him and me go back and forth about like videos and like ideas and like stuff like that. But I know like one of the biggest things is like troubleshooting stuff, So I was gonna say this too. Like not even 2 months ago, I did one about GeForce, NVIDIA GeForce, your video card. There was an update, and what's funny was when I was trying to fix it, I couldn't fix it. And I'm just like, what the hell's going on with this thing? Like, why isn't it not working? And I did the typical thing that we normally say to people, the last resort, uninstall and reinstall, clear cache, clear data, all that shit for anything. Like literally that works for just about anything. That's what I did. I uninstalled it, reinstalled the driver, boom, fixed. So I made a video. And within almost 2 months, I'm creeping up to 2,000 views, and I'm just like, damn, dude, like, it's crazy. So I'm kind of thinking about going back to basics, going back to, that's what I was gonna say. Searchflix was telling me this. I don't know if I want to do it. Right now, I'm doing videos every 3 days. I'm posting. He's telling me to go back to every other day. Because I have like I was telling you earlier, I got so much content here laying on the floor.
I don't know how I feel about any of that bullshit, because the thing is, I see content creators that produce videos daily and they do okay. But then some people are like, just release the highest quality videos that you can. And it doesn't matter if that's 1 video a week, 2 videos a week, or 3 videos a week. Just make sure it's the highest quality content you can. So I don't know which way is better for YouTube. I don't know what Skynet likes better.
Well, for me, like here, I'll do this as an example. You guys are getting a hell of a sneak peek right now because I'm not even supposed to show these right now. I think this doesn't come out. Well, actually, you know what? I think this is either about to come out or it just came out. So this is Turtle Beach's Stealth
Max,
the Gen 2 700 Max. These are the brand new ones. They had some other ones that came out that were amazing, but people want to know, okay, unbox it. Let me know how it is. How does it work? How does it feel? How does it sound? You know what I mean? And then you're going to have the other half where it's like, okay, I plugged it in and nothing works. What the freak? How do I fix this thing? You know what I mean? So I don't think there is a sweet spot for amount of videos, because you can make the highest quality video and get like 100 views, and at the same time you can get 1 million views. And for me personally, I don't know about you, but well, you've probably have noticed this: TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. That's like such a huge thing. These little bite-sized videos. People don't like to really like watch a tutorial for 30 minutes, an hour, or 2 hours of just listening to you talk.
No, attention span's gone, bro.
Yeah,
It's done.
gone. So why would I grab a headset and kind of like, and I was watching some of my older videos. I was like, damn, I'm like, did I really just go like Blue Rams? I'm looking at this video right here. Blue Rams Dome Light 2 Smart Pan Tilt Security Camera. It's almost 13 minutes. And I'm thinking like, holy shit, dude, that's a
So look,
long
here's the
video.
other thing, right? Here's the other thing. As you read that title to me, and don't get it twisted, I do this too, right? That title was too long. I lost interest.
Yeah, exactly.
So it makes me realize, because YouTube gives you 100 characters for a title of a video. So I'm like, well, shit, I got to use all 100 characters.
I use
Well,
70.
who's really reading all 100 characters, right? Now I'm realizing that.
I keep it below 70.
I've seen YouTubers release a video with just an emoji.
Yep.
Just an emoji. And you're just like, well, what? I'm going to click on it. Like, what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I seen one put an eggplant as an emoji and release it. And this YouTuber has almost 300,000 subs. And I'm like, I guess this works. Because the younger people want to see eggplants, apparently.
Apparently. So what I found when I make these, so the sweet spot is 70 characters or less. Like over 70, then it's too much. I put in these keywords in that entire title, and then I try to keep the thumbnail pretty simple. Blue Rams Dome security camera review, you know? But I'm looking at that camera. I'm just like, damn, that should have not taken. But I know what I did. I did the unboxing, and then I did the setup. And it's kind of like, man, like I probably could have done the unboxing a little bit quicker. The setup is what it is. It's you just have to go through it, you know? But the other half of that is, what if your setup fails? You know what I mean? What if your setup fails? What do you do? And that's kind of where I was going with it. Where I was thinking about it, like, wait a minute, if this fails, what happens? And I get lots of questions actually within my videos that say, hey, I just bought this Blue Rams Dome and I scanned the code and it's not working. What do I do?
Cry.
And I tell them, did you watch the entire video? Because I did go through those steps.
Yeah, people don't want to watch the entire video.
They don't want to watch a 13-minute video. So that's where I was thinking, like, wait a minute, I could cut this thing in half. Easy. I could say, here's the unboxing, here's the setup, and this is how it works. That's it. The next one, I could do a troubleshooting one. Like, hey, what happens if the setup fails? Then do a video on that. So that's kind of where SurgeFlix was saying, like, start posting every other day. Do your unboxing, and if it calls for, do a troubleshooting video. So I have a lot of like gaming mouses and keyboards here. Some of these keyboards are just plug and play, right? Plug and play, that's it. You don't have to do anything and it works. And those videos, I don't need to do a how to fix something, how to troubleshoot something, because it's literally a plug and play. But what about like some of these mouses? I could do, like, off the top of my head, I can do one video right now on how to troubleshoot a gaming mouse or any mouse if your mouse is not moving fast enough. And that's just with your computer settings. But like Rocket has an app called Swarm.
Yeah.
You could go into Swarm and calibrate this. That's a separate video. So that's kind of where he was thinking of, like, hey, like, he was telling me, he's like, keep your unboxing, because those are great and people want to know what you get and how it works. How does it work? Period. Okay, now that we know how it works, video for people who are purchasing it, now we need a video for people who are having issues with it. Like, hey, I bought this and it's not working. How do I fix it now? So how does it work? How do I fix it? So that's kind of where I'm going for next year. And that's why he was saying, like, you should probably start posting every other day, just because you have so much content. Literally. Right now, I'm looking at my month. My month of November is full. My month of December is full. And I have a list here for for January. And I still have all these videos here that I need to do. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's kind of where I might be heading to. I'm gonna bring it back old school. And the other thing too is I'm debating about stopping the crypto one. It's doing good and it's growing. It's funny. I have like a lot of watch time hours. My watch time hours is doing a lot way better than my subscribers, but my subscribers is moving up. It's all green, you know what I mean? But I kind of feel like, I don't know, it's kind of like the same thing that you said earlier when it comes to like teaching people stuff. When it comes to finances, I don't want to feel bad that somebody made a bad investment, you know what I mean? Because I said, "Hey, this one looks pretty good." You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
I guess, but nothing's financial advice, and you were just talking about news.
Right. You know what's actually been what's been my interest for the longest time, and I never did it? Showing people how to grow on social media networks, YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff. How to make videos, how to create this stuff, you know? How to use what's it called? The analytics thing that we use. TubeBuddy. That's been my biggest thing that I've always had people ask me about, like, hey, how did you grow it? How did you do this? How did you do that? And I'm kind of like, I should have made a video about that. Because again, that goes back to teaching. You know what I mean? I don't know. That'll be something that I'll have to think about, because that'll be changing a whole channel completely different. It's not like I have like a lot of subscribers on that channel anyway, even if I do decide to change it, but at least, I don't know. It's something that I do like to do. And I'm pretty sure I'd lose probably everybody on that channel. They'll be like, we quit. But that's okay.
That's what happens when you change your content frequently, right? People got there because of one thing, and now they're there for something else. They're like, peace out.
Yeah. Which is fine. I don't mind. Just, I don't know. The crypto thing it's cool. But I feel like, I don't know, reading the news and actually teaching is, I don't know, different, I guess, you know? You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do we have any other what the hells? I know we're getting pretty close to the end.
I don't think so. Oh, YouTube 4K?
Oh man. Yeah. What the hell?
Well, they didn't confirm or deny that they're actually doing this, but they were testing a beta test where, in order to get access to 4K content, you needed to be part of their membership plan. And of course, as I usually do, I like to stir the pot. So I went around and told everyone I agree with them.
That you agree with YouTube that they should charge?
Yeah.
Why?
That's because I like to stir the pot and I start shit, right? Because what I was basically saying is that, at least for myself, a good majority of my YouTube watching is on my phone, right? Two things. The videos that I do watch on my phone are not a 4K screen. The second thing is, a lot of times I'm not even watching the video, but it's set to automatically adjust the quality to the highest. So I'm killing my data if I have a bandwidth issue or limitation, and I'm also killing the YouTube servers just out of greed and gluttony. I could get the same experience with 1080p, and it would be 4 times less bandwidth than 4K on my own personal data plan, be it Wi-Fi or cellular, as well as 4 times less dependent on YouTube servers. YouTube is the internet archive. It has everything from the beginning of time of the internet. If we wanted to continue that way, space is the limitation. Speed and like they actually have the hardware to run this shit. So it's almost like as a respectful give and take of using a service that 99% of the people out there aren't paying for. Will it really, really hurt you and keep you up at night if you have to watch a video in 1080p on a 2K screen versus 4K on a 2K screen that you can't even see?
Probably not.
Now, I get it. If you want to watch it on your TV, then cool. But how many of you are really, really watching a majority of your YouTube content on a TV? And if you say, well, I don't watch it on my TV, but I watch it on my computer, how many of you have a 4K monitor? How many? Like, I have one. No, I don't. I don't even think this is... Oh, this is some other kind of stupid resolution because this is a 49-inch monitor. So it's got some stupid resolution bullshit.
It's 2K, I think, with our screens because they're like extra wide or something.
Yeah, some bullshit. So it's still not 4K. So do you really want to cry about that? So now you understand why I went around and I stirred the pot. Because everyone's crying about shit, again, that they want and they don't need. Again.
I use 4K on my TV.
But like majority of your content. Do you watch 4K on your TV through YouTube daily?
I would say, I go through phases. So in the morning when I'm working and I'm on my command center here, I have one of my screens and all my screens are 2K, even the extended one, and I have it there. So I don't care if it's 1080p.
What if they give you 2K for free?
I would okay, so let me get there. This is how I start my morning. I watch my YouTube here. Once I'm done with here, I go downstairs to my 4K TV, and if I am pulling up like some travel videos or if I'm doing some research, I want it to be in 4K at that point, because now I'm throwing everything at my TV to show me like the next travel place or the next whatever it is, you know what I mean? At that point, I'm kind of like, no, I want to watch and see it in the best quality possible. Once I'm done, typically, sometimes either in the morning or sometimes either at night when I'm in bed, I'll pull out my phone and I'll start watching some YouTube stuff, like when I'm continuing my research. So I would say a third of my day, and this isn't every day, but when I do start casting things over to my TV, I would say I do this like maybe like once or twice a week. I use my big TV, and I would probably be bummed out if it was 2K and I couldn't. Oh no, I'll be able to tell the difference. Yeah.
So from what I'm hearing from you is that you use YouTube in 4K from a business perspective. So therefore, you should be claiming the YouTube membership premium as a business expense.
I probably could, yeah, for sure.
Do you see where I'm going with this?
Right, but the thing is, even if I wasn't using it as a business expense, and if I was the daily Joe just pulling things up, and I wanted to watch epic rap battles of history or whatever in 4K in my TV,
I don't even think that's available in 4K.
I probably not, but. The thing is even if I was trying to watch something at 4K and that's what I do, and you know what's interesting is I've talked to several people who listen to us on YouTube, on the podcast, and they watch us on their TV. They're like, oh no, I have you guys streaming and on my TV. I'm like, really? I'm thinking like, I like for me, I'm just like, really, you're okay, whatever. If you're on our,
I'm on TV.
I'm on TV, mom. So I don't know. I just think it's interesting, but there is a lot of people that watch us on their TV, and I don't know.
Yeah, but this video's in 1080p.
So the video's in 1080p. We've tried to upload it in 4K.
It's just too much fun. It's too much of a head. And there's a lot of
There
YouTubers
is.
that don't do 4K content. They don't.
Yeah.
And maybe the future is 1080p content with AI upscaling. I know that you hate that.
I hate it.
And I know that you hate cloud-based gaming, but these are the ways of the future.
Not the ways of the force.
You can force to run away from it, but it's going to get you.
Yeah, I don't know. I think for me, the way I see it is they never charged 4K before. If they want to charge it now, it's kind of like, I don't know, taking backward steps. If you know what, if they said, and the main reason why they're doing it is because they're using a lot of freaking they're like, imagine their servers, like how many YouTubers are on creating content, uploading content, and all that stuff is being stored in YouTube's database. Think about that. There's so much storage that they must have for all of this.
Yes. So also, YouTube, Google just reported their earnings. And the first time ever, literally ever, YouTube reports the first ever quarterly drop in ad sales. Not the first of this year, not the first of this decade. YouTube's been around since 2007, 2009. And they're saying this is the first ever quarterly drop in ad sales. They're making less money from advertisements. And they're displaying more ads than ever. Every single channel and every single video now has ad placements on it.
Mm-hmm.
But they're losing, I guess losing is a bad way of putting it. They're not making as much as they should be. That's probably even a worse way to put it because they're making hella bank either way.
Yeah.
But
I think what's up.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, it's just there's advertisers are trying to find more creative ways to spend their advertising dollars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think, I don't know, YouTube has pissed off a lot of people and they've shut down channels for like random stuff or like no reasons. And I think some of these bigger YouTubers that are like now moving somewhere else, they're kind of like, you know, like we knew this was going to come eventually. And YouTube is trying to find new ways of monetizing stuff. Like, you know, the shorts, they're trying to figure out how to make more money in shorts. But if they don't figure something out, it's just, I don't know. It's just horrible. It's just, I don't know. It's just bad for business, you know, by them shutting down channels that are trying to do better and stuff like that. It's bad for business. So I can see why they're charging for 4K because obviously they need to make money to pay for this stuff. And it's not like they're not making money. They're obviously making money and they're not charging us for storage space. They're just saying like, hey, this is your cut and this is our cut, which I'm okay with, whatever. I think the cut that we're getting is pretty low, but at the same time, we're on their platform and we're using their resources, their servers. They're the ones that are doing the ads and everything.
They have the most amount of eyes. Like
yeah,
they could lose probably 75% of the eyes they have and still have the most amount of eyes.
Yeah. So I'm okay with it. If they give us a little bit more of a percentage, it would be nice. But that's kind of like the biggest thing right now. And I think, I don't know. I think they need to figure something out because if they want content creators to feel like this is my home, this is my job, this is what I'm doing as my earnings, then it needs to feel like we need to feel the welcome mat. We need to feel like, hey, this is your welcome mat. You know, you're your own boss. It's not a job. We'll pay you. We don't want it to feel like a job. So until they could figure that out, and I get it, there's certain things that we just won't be able to report on or make content on or teach people things about just because that's just the laws of the land, I guess. But whatever, it's fine. I think most of us would be okay with it if at least they say like, hey, this is your warning. Take this video down or get a strike because it does X, Y, Z. I think most of us will probably say like, okay, let me just delete it then. Let me just get rid of it because I don't want to lose my channel. I think if they gave us options like that, or even saying like, hey, you know what? You lost your YouTube channel. We're going to give it back, but we're going to wipe out anything that we've seen, or we're going to give you an opportunity to delete anything that you think is bad. And if we see something, we'll give you the opportunity to delete those new ones. Cool. I think content creators will feel more of that, like, okay, we're working together, not against each other, you know? And that advertiser money could go up.
They just need a human touch for once. They need to stop feeling so cold.
Yeah.
And like I've said from time that here's the problem. This is what I've said before. There's too much pressure on a subscriber count that doesn't mean anything. And I think that it should be reversed and it should be referenced to views and watch time. And when you hit certain levels of views and watch time, you're assigned additional help from YouTube. And that view and watch time pays the salary of the rep that's assigned to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like that makes more sense to me. But I mean, who am I? I'm just a random man sitting in front of a fake piano.
Go play it. Well, I think that's the end of today's episode. A lot of what the hell is that we've been ranting about. I'm sure somebody's panties are in a bunch somewhere.
Everybody is, and it's all about me. I don't care. Apple TV still shits on your house.
Yeah. It's all about the Roku.
Damn it. Roku Thursday.
Always appreciate you guys coming by and saying hello. Make sure you guys do leave us a comment. Let us know what you guys think. Yeah, always appreciate you guys. Next, what you got before we go?
Thank you for watching and listening to another episode of Beyond the Streams. Wherever you are watching and listening to us from, please make sure to leave us a comment section. Leave us the whole comment section and reviews all around. Please make sure to turn on notification bells so that you never miss a thing, as you never know where the conversation is going to go or who we're going to have on. And make sure that you live long and you prosper, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Peace.